and welcome to Monday Meditation, The Joy of Sitting. This hour is dedicated to meditation and mindfulness practice, and we're going to take a little bit of a deep dive into these aspects this evening. This meeting goes from 6 until 7 p.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time, and it's always a joy to be here with you. It's my own little beautiful night in the neighborhood, and I hope it's a good evening in your neighborhood as well. So hopefully we can share neighborhood and just be here together this evening. And for those of you that may be new to this space, there are meetings Monday through Friday from about 8 a.m. until 8:15 a.m. And these meetings are the magnificent morning meditations that are right here. I offer those. And these meetings, there's no charge. This is my gift to each of you to enjoy some time for this type of community, a virtual community in which we meditate and talk about various spiritual practices. In this Monday night meeting, we're primarily focused on mindfulness training and mindfulness practice, and also meditation practice. And there are various talks that go with this. And then, of course, there are 3 different forms of meditation that are a part of this meeting. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, is another virtual community meeting called the Art of Connection Community. And that's also available here on Instagram Live. Additionally, it's available on Facebook Live. And for those of you that want to be in the Zoom space, please come to my website, artofconnectionnow.com, and you'll see the link, Monday Meditation link. So let's go ahead and get started and see where we go. And if you have specific questions about meditation and mindfulness practice, please write in the comment area, and I would be happy to include them in our meeting. The opening talk really has to do with what the heck is mindfulness practice anyway, and how do we do it? So there are many different traditions. Many of the traditions use somewhat different methodologies, but when you get down to it and really take a look at what these practices bring us to, is it has to do with how we focus our attention and what we do when we become distracted. And so mindfulness practice really is that, isn't it? We focus our attention, we're very sincere about focusing our attention, and then we look and, whoa, I got distracted. And then what? So one of the things that you might not consider about the then what is that if you're spending time making yourself wrong for having become distracted, and you go in that loop is also a distraction. That's the make wrong distracting loop. And you still have to come out of that loop at some point if you're going to come back to being focused in this here and now moment. So there are various different methodologies, practices in terms of how you enter a room, how you eat your meal, how you do your work for the day, various different practices. So one of the things that I invite you to take a look at is that when you're focused in the here and now, the room seems more bright. When you become distracted, the room seems less bright. And so that's one of the indicators that you became distracted, along with certain thought patterns, thoughts about this, is, and that, feelings about this, is, and that, and all of the focus to those activities, thought, emotions, you name it. Do they bring you into this here and now moment? Or is that a mental and emotional trip that you went on that took you away from being in this moment? So I invite you to take a look at it, and please do not harm yourself. This is a life of practicing, a life of focusing, becoming distracted, and coming back. And even people that have trained for many years also at times become distracted. It's just a matter of how much mastery does someone have in remembering and coming back to this here and now. So when we look at mindfulness and becoming distracted, notice what accelerates the distraction. For example, someone did something or didn't do something, they said something or didn't say something. Maybe you don't like that someone's writing you a little bit. Maybe they're criticizing you in some way, or they may be encouraging you to do whatever that is. And some activities are wonderful to do. You know, we just completed the Olympic Games, which was in some ways a wonderful distraction on its own. But I don't know anyone that makes themselves wrong for enjoying this incredible experience of watching individuals, young men, mid-aged men, young women, middle-aged women, athletes who had really focused their attention, their energies in getting good at something. And that type of focus was also a type of mindfulness because they saw that when they exercised in a certain way, it improves certain things that they were working on, whether it was pole vaulting, whether it was swimming, whatever the particular, it might have been gymnastics, or it may have been something like soccer, whatever it is. When you focus on something and you get good at it, whether it's shooting 3-pointers from half court, whatever the particular is, then you have more and more success at living. And so mindfulness is a way to help you to live a good life, a happy life, and perhaps a happier life. And there's no end to that, is there? And I'm not talking about happiness that's generated from having, oh, eaten certain things, certain medicines, drink certain drinks, maybe alcoholic beverages, whatever it is. I'm not talking about those types of habits, activities. I'm talking about wholesome ones. And you're right that if someone got really good about guzzling beer, they might win a contest with that. But again, it's mindfulness. How did they do it to achieve that goal? So whatever your goals might be. For many of you, you chose and continue to choose sobriety. And part of the 12-step program encourages you to continue ongoingly toward a path of excellence, personal excellence. And in the process, what shows up are places that maybe need to be more well developed. So if you give yourself a chance to put in the time to exercise, whatever that is, then little by little, most likely you'll get better. And also, if you reach out and get a coach to help you, and a coach sees that you can do this and helps you to see that you can do it, then little by little you get better. And so mindfulness has to do with where you put your attention, where you put your focus. And also part of it is that you're willing to invest your time, you're willing to invest your energy, your consciousness, your focus. And sometimes it may seem very difficult. You don't know if you can make it. And yet, if you don't give up, little by little, most likely it'll get better and better. So, this opening talk really is that focus. How does it get better? What do you do to make it better? And part of it is that we have these conversations in our mind. So, if the conversation defeats you in your own mind, then what? And maybe you don't get defeated. You say, well, let's see. And from that let's see attitude, you just take this next step and maybe you slip and you come back and you come back and you come back until little by little it gets easier and easier and easier. Little by little it gets better and better. So that's what mindfulness training is about. You keep coming back. You invest your focus, you invest your energy, you invest your thought, you direct yourself along a particular pathway. And then as you make progress, then take note what worked, what helped, what didn't help. And there are these mental little loops we get caught in, like maybe it's the belief that you're not good enough, or maybe no one cares about you. Whatever that mind loop is, notice if it helps you to take the next step, or if it, in your own mind, if those thoughts defeated you in your own mind. And so that's where you start. You start with whatever your strengths are, whatever your limitations are. And again, having a coach, someone that's here to help you along this path, can help you to achieve your goals more quickly. So that's our opening talk for tonight. I'm going to have another sip of my green tea. And let's go ahead and do our opening meditation. Now, this meditation is, I call it the spaciousness meditation, because in this meditation, we focus on the space that our thoughts and emotions arise within. Now, in ancient traditions, in the ancient Buddhist traditions, this meditation is called shikantaza. And shikantaza, that word, this meditation, has a lot of influence in one of the Zen traditions called Soto Zen. And so there are many different schools of Zen Buddhism in the Orient, and this is one of them. The principal part of Soto Zen is this idea that if you're going to find happiness in this life, it has to start with you. And to focus on the happiness that you have in your life and the limitations, all of that. And you start to really take a deep dive little by little into this arena. So let's go ahead and do this meditation and see where we get. It's always good with meditation to start off by readjusting the way that your body is sitting on the surface that your body's resting. I'm sitting in a chair and I'm leaning back in the chair. You can use a zafu and sit straight back if you prefer. The choice is up to you. So very gently allow your eyelids to drift downward until they do close. And taking a slow and gentle deep breath in, and gently releasing this breath and allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm once again, free of control. And beginning to notice your breath. Is your breath shallow? Is it a deep breath? What's the quality of your breath and breathing? And with this meditation, it's a type of deep breathing, but not to cause hyperventilation. Bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to the experience of your breath and breathing, and noticing the way that your shoulders, chest, and belly wall expand on your inhalations and release on your exhalations. And continuing to be aware of the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing as you watch your shoulders, chest, and belly wall expand on your inhalations and release on your exhalations, along with being aware of the movement of your body that accommodates your breath and breathing. Also, notice the warmth and the coolness of your breath. The way on your inhalations, the air feels cooler as it enters your nostrils, as it enters your body, and as your breath feels warmer as it releases and comes out of your body, whether through your nostrils or your mouth. So, noticing the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, the warmth and coolness of your breath, and also the moist and the dryness of your breath. Noticing the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, the warmth and coolness of your breath, the moist and dryness of your breath, and the way that your awareness takes in all of this input as one experience. Also noticing this thumpity thump, the beating of your heart and your pulse that travels throughout your entire being. Continuing to watch the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, these various qualities of your breath, warmth and coolness, moist and dryness, the beating of your heart and your pulse, and also noticing your thoughts and emotions that come and go or come and stay. And noticing the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within. So when you notice a thought, whether it's coming or going or lingering or staying or converting into a fantasy, notice the thought, notice the emotion, notice the fantasy, and notice the space around it. This isn't about pushing your thoughts away or stuffing them, allowing them to come and go or come and stay, and noticing the space around them while you notice the movement of your body that accommodates your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and your pulse, and this space that your thoughts and emotions arise within. And as you notice the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, also notice this gentle, calm feeling, this calmness within this space that your thoughts and emotions are arising within. Continuing to watch the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and your pulse, the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, and this calm that's always here. Only this time recognizing this calm and softening into your calm just a little bit more as you notice the way that your body movement accommodates your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and your pulse, the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, and this gentle calm that's right here. And it's always right here. Softening that much more deeply into your calm while being aware of your breath and breathing, the beating of your heart and your pulse, and this amazing calm that your thoughts and emotions arise within as they come and go and come and stay, as they linger, as they convert into fantasies, and yet this calm, your calm, this calm feeling is right here. And taking another moment to allow your calm to saturate your being, to saturate your breath and breathing, to saturate the beating of your heart and your pulse, to saturate the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, to saturate your thoughts and emotions with this calm. And unhooking and floating and drifting just for another moment within this amazing calm that's right here. And taking another slow and gentle deep breath in, and gently releasing this breath and allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm once again, free of control. Noticing the beating of your heart and your pulse, the space that your thoughts and emotions arise within, and this calm that's saturating your being. And slowly beginning to move your fingers and your toes, gently stretching your hands and your feet, slowly moving your wrists and your ankles, gently shrugging your shoulders and stretching your back and your neck, your arms, your legs. And when you're ready, slowly let your eyes come back open and notice if the room and space around you seems a little different than before. And if you feel a little different than you did. If there is a difference and you're enjoying this difference or curious about it, please soften into it and recognize that this is a gift that you've given to yourself. And that part of the gift is you allowed yourself to recognize this calm that's always within you. So that's our opening talk and opening meditation. Now with stress, let's go there. And with stress, it isn't just bad things that cause stress. How do you think it was for these athletes that trained? That wasn't a bad thing, that was a good thing. And they pushed themselves and they pushed themselves and they were consistent and over. And their coach said this and they tried this. And it may have taken them a while to catch on to what that particular this was. And then little by little, it got easier and easier. And so much so that those stresses became normalized. They weren't destroyed by the stress of it. It built them up and help them to achieve something that was truly amazing. And you too, we can do this. But it is an effort, and it's an effort of continuing to come back and to keep going and keep going. And that's hard for a lot of people. And that's why we do community and meetings like this, so that you're not all alone doing this, but you have the support of others. Now, with stress, mostly with stress, the thing that bothers most people, what are they? Well, financial issues. And what else? Emotional issues, relational issues, maybe political issues. Maybe it has to do with an automobile, and so it's automotive issues or transportation issues. It may be finding a place to live or keeping a place to live or keep maintaining that place to live. And it's that stress because when we take on a lot, it has an impact. And so that doesn't mean not to take on a lot, but just to recognize the stress that you choose and the stress also that other people may want to try to put on you, even if it's uninvited. Now, with an athlete, they invite that stress. They need that stress. They need their coach to tell them exactly what they need to do and then how to improve on that and keep improving on it with no end. So, stress isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, if we learn to process stress, then it's a benefit, isn't it? And so this particular method of stress release, it's ancient. It goes back to the time of the Buddha, perhaps before. And I first learned about it from my Buddhist teacher a lot of years ago in 1972. What a glorious time that was. I had finished reading Ram Dass's book, Remember Be Here Now. Through a friend, I met this Buddhist teacher, and I was so happy to have found the Dharma in this lifetime, so happy to have found a teacher, so happy to begin to practice. And even though it was difficult, I had been an athlete, and to sit cross legged wasn't easy. And that was the style of meditation in this endo. And so, but little by little, it got easier and easier. And little by little, my legs didn't hurt as much. And then little by little, that path deepened into subtler and subtler experiences of joy. So, in a moment, what we're going to do is we're going to do some stress release. And then following that, we will do a heart centering meditation. So, in the heart centering meditation, it's really a very interesting experience because most people and most of our life, we don't even recognize our heart. We're so busy out here with thoughts and emotions, different things, and it's all out here somewhere. And yet, when we do the heart meditation, we take a moment to experience what it feels like to be on the inside of our heart. And so that's the beauty of it, to experience the inside of your heart just for a moment and all of the goodness that comes with that. So let's go ahead and do this stress release and then the heart centering meditation. And the way that we do that is the heart centering meditation is really piggybacked on top of this stress. You'll see if you haven't been here before. So once again, please reposition your body on the surface that your body's resting. And very gently allowing your eyelids to drift downward until they do close. And taking a slow and gentle deep breath in and gently releasing this breath and allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm once again, free of control. Beginning to scan, to feel on the inside of your being, from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, looking for the locations and content where your stress, tension, pain, and discomforts reside, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, and or spiritual, whatever the case may be. As you scan your body, notice where your stress resides within your being. And you know, sometimes we do grab thoughts, we do grab emotions. So, giving these locations and content of your stress and all of that a very allowing your love to work through you and for you by giving these locations and content a very warm, tender, nurturing, caring, loving, inclusive, and connecting embrace. And tightening your embrace just a little bit more in order to give these locations and content a very open hearted, full hearted, warm, tender, nurturing, caring, loving, inclusive, and connecting embrace. And softening and releasing, gently bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to this feeling of release, and allowing this feeling of release to flow throughout your entire being. And allowing all of your senses to register this experience of release. And once again, scanning from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, looking for the locations and content where your stress, tension, pain, and discomfort reside, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, and or spiritual, or any combinations thereof, no matter how large or how small. And giving these locations and content the gentlest of embraces, the gentlest of warm, tender, nurturing, caring, loving, inclusive, and connecting embrace. And softening and releasing, gently bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to this feeling of release, and allowing this feeling of release to flow throughout your entire being. And allowing all of your senses to register this experience of release. Scanning one more time from the tips of your toes to the top of your head, looking for the locations and content where your stress, tension, pain, and discomfort reside, whether they're physical, mental, emotional, and or spiritual, or any combinations thereof, no matter how large or how small. And this time, just the gentlest of touches, whisper soft, barely touching the fringes of these places with a warm, tender, nurturing, caring, loving, inclusive, and connecting contact, barely touching the fringes of these places. And softening and releasing, gently bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to this feeling of release, and allowing this feeling of release to flow throughout your entire being. and allowing all of your senses to register this experience of release, and softening into this experience of release. And very gently bringing the very center of the focus of your attention to the dull ache in your heart, the doorway in. And you know this dull ache from many experiences throughout your life. And you know it's not indigestion. It's this dull ache, the doorway in. And leaning backward into this dull ache in your heart, and leaning back more and more and more until you somewhat plop inside your own heart. And allowing all of your senses to register the experience of being on the inside of your heart. Perhaps it's quieter on the inside. Perhaps it's more peaceful on the inside. Perhaps you feel a sense of caring on the inside of your heart. And noticing the place within your heart that your love always arises from. Whether your love is for a person, a place, a thing, a two-legged, a four-legged, a no-legged, whether your love is for someone on this plane of existence or any other, your love always comes from this place. And allowing all of your senses to register this pure love that lives within you. And allowing your pure love to saturate your being. Perhaps noticing some of the essences of love that live within your love that contribute to your overall vibration of love, like caring and kindness, and also this amazing vibration of connection. And you know how it feels to connect with someone or something, and also to desire connection when it isn't possible. And allowing your vibration of connection to flow through you and around you. And allowing all of your senses to register this pure connection that lives within you. And allowing your pure connection to saturate your being. Taking just another moment to float and drift within this magnificent pure connection that's always right here within your heart. Just the shift of the focus, shift of attention, and you're right back here. And taking another slow and gentle deep breath in, and gently releasing this breath and allowing your breath to find its own natural rhythm once again, free of control. And beginning to move your fingers and your toes, gently stretching your hands and your feet, slowly moving your wrists and your ankles, and gently shrugging your shoulders and stretching your back and your neck, and your arms, your legs. And when you're ready, slowly let your eyes come back open, noticing if the room seems a little different than before, and if you feel a little different than you did. If there is a difference and you're enjoying this difference or curious about it, please recognize that this is a gift that you've given to yourself. So let's take a look now at what happens in your daily experience, your daily life. And we have all of these feelings, don't we? If we can acknowledge them, that we have thoughts, we have emotions, and there isn't just one type of emotion and one type of thought. There's all of these different, like different colors in the rainbow, not all pleasant. Some are very unpleasant. And yet, when we tell the truth about it, these are our feelings. These are your feelings. These are my feelings. And so when we take a look at it that way, we recognize that we're experiencing what humanity experiences, all of these feelings. Some are pleasant, some are unpleasant. And what hangs us up? What keeps us stuck? And some of it is just learning how to process them. Because if you don't, then what happens? They start to build up and they build up and build up. And then what's bound to happen? Well, depending on you and your life skills, what may happen is called reactivity because anyone can only take so much stress and then it's going to bleed out sideways. And who does it hit? Probably the people that are the safest. So, what we're about to do right now is our closing meditation of the night. We're getting close to that. And let's go ahead and do this. So I call this the processing unpleasant emotions meditation. Why not? Why not get through it? Why not do the work, get it done, be free, and have a happy life, whatever that is for you? Because when we take it out on others, what happens? Maybe when they're upset, they're going to take it out on you. And then how does that feel? So it doesn't feel good no matter if you're on the giving or receiving end of it. And there is a way to get through this. And part of it involves learning about loving kindness and how to practice it so that you can become more and more free in your life. You have more space for yourself, your good days, your not so good days, your pleasant emotions, your unpleasant emotions. You have space for the human experience. And also, the generosity part comes in because when you process your unpleasant emotions, what that gives you is freedom. And also, it frees others from the impact of that. So pick one, whatever it is for you. Pick what was the worst one today, the worst emotion today. So then we'll start there. And the reason we start with the worst one is that way you know that you didn't make it up. And also, you know that if you process it and it feels better, that something actually happened. It worked. Hey, it worked. I love things that work. And of course, like everyone else, I don't have a lot of value for things that don't work. So why not give it a shot? Once again, taking a moment to reposition your body on the surface that your body's resting, and very gently allowing your eyelids to drift downward until they do close. And on the next inhalation, breathing in your unpleasant emotions. You know, when you have unpleasant emotions, you're breathing them in and out anyway. So on this breath, breathing in your unpleasant emotions into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of love for yourself, generosity and spaciousness for yourself and your human experience. And breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself and your human experience. Breathing in your unpleasant emotions into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself and your human experience. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself and your human experience. Breathing in your unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself and your human experience. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for yourself and your human experience. Continuing to breathe, leaving your eyelids closed, and considering if we had some magical device capable of measuring all of the qualities and distinctions of human emotion, of everyone on this plane of existence in this moment, even though their circumstances may be profoundly different than yours, and also may profoundly different than mine. And yet, the measurement is so close to your measurement as to be indistinguishable. How many people? One other person, 10 other people, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions of people feeling just like you and just like me. And on the next in breath, breathing in your most unpleasant feeling into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself and this shared human experience. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself and your shared human experience. Breathing in your most unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself and your shared human experience. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself and your shared human experience. Breathing in your most unpleasant emotion into every pore and cell of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself and this shared human experience. Breathing out love, kindness, compassion, caring, and connection through every cell and pore of your being as a gift of generosity and spaciousness for all of them and yourself and this shared human experience. Continuing to breathe, leaving your eyelids closed and evaluating. Do you feel any more compassion for yourself and your human experience? Do you feel any more compassion for others and this shared human experience? When you're ready, slowly let your eyelids come back open. Notice if the room seems a little different than before, and if you feel a little different than you did. If there is a difference and you're enjoying this difference or curious about it, please soften into it and recognize that this is a gift that you've given to yourself. It's wonderful to be here with you this evening. I hope it's been good for you. We're about to close for the evening, and we close this meeting with an adaptation of the Beauty Way prayer from the Native American Church. And so when I say the word beauty, what I'm referring to here is, and I'm changing the virtual background in the Zoom space for those of you that may see it here. The word beauty, as I'm referring to this word, isn't about human beauty. It's about a type of beauty, the beauty of nature, that inspires a sense of awe and wonder. And the reason I use the Milky Way as a metaphor is because it's so huge that its immensity transcends our understanding. And also, its longevity is so vast that, again, it transcends our understanding. And this isn't to diminish your sense of self, it's to reinforce that we're a part of something that is so incredible, that transcends our understanding. So when I say the word beauty in this closing prayer, this is what I'm referring to. And also in Native American theology, the directions are important. They're sacred. And the saying goes, when you know the directions, you know where you stand. A profound metaphor. Where do you stand in your life? What are the directions? What's sacred? Where's the beauty that transcends your understanding? So every time I say a direction, see if you can expand your mind in that direction to encompass, to experience, perhaps, the Milky Way. Beauty that is in front of us, and beauty that is behind us, and beauty that is to the left of us, and beauty that is to the right of us, and beauty that is underneath us, and beauty that is above us. And it's very important to remember the beauty that is within us. Dear friends, there's a word spoken in the language that the Navajo people speak that means walk in beauty. This word is Ojnahslain. Ojnahslain, Ojnahslain, Ojnahslain. Dear friends, walk in beauty. And please remember that you bring the beauty with you wherever you go. Walk in beauty. Have a beautiful evening. Namaste. Gasho. Many blessings and walk in beauty.